So when you find an offshore school or just an offshore spot in general, how do you know when to throw a crankbait or a big swim bait? Because the two go hand in hand and one can really be greater than the other in different situations. The one thing that I do want to talk about is if you have the perfect conditions for it, a swim bait is going to be my go-to most oftentimes. The only problem that you're going to run into with a swim bait is they follow this bait out. A lot of times those fish get so intrigued by a swim bait that they will follow it. Versus a crankbait, a lot of times they're either going to hit it or they're not. They're not going to follow it all the way to the boat like they follow a swim bait. And so if you're worried about pulling fish off a spot, say it's tournament morning and you're, the first spot, this is your first deal, it's a little one cast deal, sometimes that crankbait is going to be the way to go because you're going to fire those fish up from grinding the bottom, and then they're either going to eat it or they're not. Now, I will say if you throw a bigger swim bait, a lot of times you're going to get some better than average bites. But I really like the swim bait when I have ideal offshore conditions. A little bit of overcast, a little bit of wind first thing in the morning. You know what I mean? Those perfect conditions. That's when I like the swim bait versus if I'm fishing and it's sunny and if I'm fishing and it's pressured, then I'm going to go to the crankbait. I'm really going to try to trigger that reaction by grinding this baby into the bottom, starting it and stopping it. Or another thing you have to think about is how rocky of a bottom you're fishing. Because a lot of times if you're worried about getting hung up, swim baits really tend to get hung up. So a crankbait will come through a lot cleaner. Now on the pressure side of things, if you're fishing around a lot of guys, swim baits can be really, really good just because they're really, really subtle. But that being said, I only like to throw that when I'm not fishing a little one cast deal. If I'm fishing an area where I'm like, okay, the fish are on this ledge somewhere, I'm going to throw the swim bait because there's been 6 or 7 other guys. That's when I'll throw the swim bait. But that's how you know when to throw a crankbait versus a swim bait.